Now I'm mad because I'm like, okay, you're trying to play on the fact that we're young business owners and we're still learning. Granted, we're still learning a lot of things, but one thing I'm not going to do is be played, and I'm not going to be played for stupid. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tamara here with the Mompreneur Plug. And on my channel, I help mothers embrace who they are outside of motherhood, and I help you grow with real talk and a side of laughter. Real quick, guys, before I jump into it, please excuse any background noise that you hear from my children. My husband is currently not in the house, and he's typically the one that keeps them quiet if they're here when I'm recording. They're going in their room right now watching Power Rangers, so just act like you don't hear them, okay? Okay. So, I want to make this video to give you guys some updates on what's been going on in my life. I know I haven't been posting as many videos as I usually do, simply because the past month and a half has been very crazy. And I know some of you guys who follow me on the regular on my other social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, you guys have seen some of my posts. A lot of you also are constantly reading on the community tab here on my channel, and I typically try to post the same content on my community tab as I do on my Instagram and YouTube. Facebook. If you have not already, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook, please, because that is where I do a lot of my posting, talking about just my everyday life and things. And if you want to know more about me and what I got going on, definitely should follow me on Instagram and Facebook, preferably Instagram, because that's where I post frequently on my story anyway. So I just wanted to update you guys on just some things that's been going on. But like I said, if you guys have been following me, it is a fly. I'm finna fight this fly. Y'all, this same fly has been in my house for like 3 days, and it's taunting me. It's taunting me. I'm going to get you. Sorry. Anyway, so, like I was saying, if you guys follow me on the social medias, then you already know that I've been going through a lot, and I've been briefly talking about it, not really in detail. A lot of the women who have joined my Patreon, if you don't know about that, I'll drop that information, that link below as well. But I do have a Patreon. It's a membership. We call ourselves the Neckbone Gang. Kudos to Miss Jenkins. But we get on there and we do Zoom calls, and I'm open and honest. I tell them a lot more than I actually share on my channel. So if you're interested in having a conversation with me, and getting all the perks that comes to being a part of the Patreon, make sure you click that link and join. It's only $12 a month, and we have a great time. Anyway, let me get to it. I know you're like, girl, get to it, get to it. Yes, I'm getting to it. So, I want to start off, I guess, with the heavier things and kind of move out of that and end on a lighter note. But long story short, for those of you who have watched my video about being a YouTuber and a business owner and the difficulties that come with that, you all got a chance to get a tour of the building space that my other business, Center Stage Education and Consulting, you guys got to see the facility, and I kind of gave you all a tour of it. Well, that very building was sold right under our nose by the owners, and we were not told, we were not informed, and we had no idea that they were selling it. By the way, can y'all just take a moment to acknowledge the beat? Like, sis, where is you finna go right now? Period. My little sister, shout out to Dayana, she did my makeup today. So anyway, moving on. I'm sorry, I'm literally like a squirrel. But that building was sold, and we didn't know. So long story short, we had been trying to reach the owners for almost 6 months. They barely responded to they responded maybe once or twice as we were reaching out to them. We were trying to negotiate a lease with them. And they just started avoiding us. And so we'd gotten into the space and was ready to go ahead and start talking about the lease and what we wanted, and they just disappeared. And so it was hurtful because it really hindered us from a lot of things business-wise, but just the simple fact that they just simply would not respond to us. And so there were a lot of things we had to take care of ourselves that they should have been responsible for. It was just a terrible hot mess. And so finally, the owner, one of the owners is actually a realtor, and Cody, y'all know my husband Cody, took it upon himself to try to call, because we had been calling, trying to be professional, sending emails, all this stuff. So Cody called, and because he didn't have Cody's number logged, he answered the phone. And of course, Cody mentioned what was going on, how we've been trying to contact him, and oh man, we've been slammed. We got so much going on. For 6 months? You've been slammed for 6 months? I'm so confused. So finally, he told Cody he was going to get back with him, get us the paperwork we needed, all these things. At that point, we were over it. We didn't even want to be in the building anymore. We were trying to move out. We had almost gotten into another building, and then we started working with this really shisty realtor and the owner. They pretty much took us through this whole charade, like just this whole, first they want to work with us, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, we need this and we need that, and we want to make sure that you're a legit business, and just all this stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Where's all this coming from? Only for them to tell us that they wanted us to pay $17,000 to put some walls up in the space. The space that we wanted was going to work, but all we needed was some walls to go up so we could actually separate it into the classrooms we needed. Okay, see, I don't know if y'all can hear that fly buzzing, but I'm finna fight. Anyway, so the of course we don't have $17,000 laying around, and so it was just this whole mess. So that ended up not working out. And so the guy ended up telling Cody, we'll get back with you shortly. Didn't hear back from him. So Cody called again. The guy ended up texting Cody saying, hey, we just sold the building and here's your new owners. Not, I'm sorry, nothing. Just sold the building. So we're like, what? So we get in touch with the new owners. They seem pretty legit. They want to help us. They believe in what we're doing. And the one of the owners was very upfront. He said, listen, I'm the face of a group of a board, and we all came in, invested on this property, and it was another property that they sold as well. And he said, I can't speak for all of them. He said, I really believe in what you're doing. He said, but I can guarantee you that they will not honor the price that you all are paying in this building, long term. But, we'll see what we can do to keep you guys in here, because we had already planned a full-blown summer camp, and parents had already paid up for the summer. So there was no, oh, we got to cancel. No, we needed somewhere to be. And so the owner was like, I'll see what we can do. So we ended up talking again, and they basically were saying they were going to work with us and let us stay in the building for the summer, and then possibly look at other options in the other space that we could go to, because they wanted to do some renovations and change that building to something else. And so we were like, okay, cool. So we're thinking they're going to work with us and honor what we were paying just through the summer till we get to the other space. They came at us, oh, by the way, we need X amount of dollars. And I mean double what we were paying. They asked for double what we were paying. They wanted us to pay it for June and July. But get this, we hadn't paid our rent for May yet, because they bought the building at the time we would have been paying it. So we didn't know who was supposed to pay it to. The other owners had disappeared. And then the new owners, we didn't know who they were. And so we hadn't paid it yet. And so at this point, we're talking to the property manager, the new owners, and he's like, hey, have you guys paid rent for May? And I was honest, and I said, no, we haven't. And he was like, oh, okay. I said, are you guys expecting us to pay the new price that you want? Because we weren't prepared for that. Not only were we not prepared for that, we were also blindsided by this whole thing. So we need a moment to get our stuff together. And he's like, I'll check on that. So he sent me a text and was like, oh yeah, they do want you to pay the new amount. And I was like, so y'all want us to pay double what we owe y'all and then turn around in 2 weeks on the 1st and turn around and pay that again? Plus pay it again in July? No. And so long story short, we ended up talking to someone that gave us some counsel and getting some legal counsel as well. And we found out that legally they couldn't even do that. You have to have 30 days notice before you try to change. And there was no written documentation between the two of us. So technically they couldn't do that anyway. So now I'm mad because I'm like, okay, you're trying to play on the fact that we're young business owners and we're still learning. Granted, we're still learning a lot of things. But one thing I'm not going to do is be played, and I'm not going to be played for stupid. So I'm like, me and Anna, and those of you who know Anna's my co-director, we like, wow. So we find this out. So now we're definitely no longer interested. And we decide that it's time to pull the plug. Thank God, our pastor came in. He came in like Batman, like he came in, and had us together, got us together, and provided a space for us to run our summer camp. I'm not going to go into all the details of that because that is confidential information. But when I said the Lord came through, he came through. And so now we have a space, we're able to move, but y'all, we had to move that same week. So that same week, we found out on Monday that the owners was trying to boost the money up. On Tuesday, we found out that we were able to move to the space our pastor was providing for us. And then we had to train our employees for summer camp. We already had summer camp training planned for all of our employees. And on top of that, we had to pack and move an entire 6,000 square foot building, y'all. Desk, books, shelving, just everything you could think of in a school. We had to move it. And so I was like, oh my God, okay, how are we going to do this? Like, how are we going to figure this out? But it ended up working out, but it was extremely stressful. And so, and it was painful, and it just hurt. We cried because we had grown so much in that space, and we ended up being able to move. We had to spend out money and just, it was so much. And so we were able to move, and we got into the new space, and it has been amazing. Our pastor has taken very good care of us. He has made sure we have a need. The entire staff of the church has just made sure we've gotten what we needed. They've been communicative. They've been responsive. And that's all we wanted in the beginning. Like, our previous owners were avoiding us for 6 whole months. Just no response. And come to find out, then they stopped talking to us in January. January was when the new owners reached out to them to start negotiating. So they started avoiding us because they knew they were getting ready to sell the building. They didn't want to tell us because they didn't want to lose the money we were paying every month. But they didn't want to finalize anything because they knew that would kill the selling point for the building. And they used the fact that there was no lease as a selling point. That's all I'm going to say. So that's the whole situation right there. And through that time, just being completely transparent, one thing, Cody and I had plans to have another baby. And through that whole process, Cody and I, like I said, we wanted to have another baby, and we've been trying. Not as much as we probably could have been, but there was a lot of fear there because I had someone tell me that, if you're too stressed out, like, you could possibly not conceive, or it can keep you from conceiving. And so I carried a lot of guilt through that because I was stressed. I was stressed for 6 months. I was stressed. I was worried. I had a lot on my mind. And the goal was for me to be pregnant by now. And I haven't shared that with a lot of people. So the fact that I'm sharing it on my channel, I love y'all. But the goal was for me to, be pregnant by now. But I know everything in God's timing. But that was the goal, because I didn't necessarily, I had a certain time frame that I would like to carry, just because I had really rough pregnancies, and carrying in the summer is like if I was full term in August. Both of my boys were born in August, so, and August is the hottest month of the summer. So there's that. And then just a lot of relationships over the past 2 years, things just started coming to the surface this year for me. And I just been dealing with a lot, trying to figure out how to navigate through rekindling friendships, learning to trust again, forgiveness. And I never thought forgiveness was an issue for me, but I'm realizing now I think I hold more grudges than I realized I did. Especially because one thing about me, I'm so patient and I give so many chances. And so when you keep doing wrong to me, I literally get to the point, there's a cutoff point with me. After so many times, when I cut you off, I cut you off, and there is no turning back. Like, I'm done. And as much as I love you, I'm just like, I'm good. But it takes a long time for me to get to that point. So, but my cutoff game is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's there. And it hasn't happened a lot in my life, but it's happened enough for me to know myself to say, once I get to that point, there's no turning back. And so I'm trying to learn how to navigate through that, because there are relationships that God may want me to rekindle, or may want me to, God is a God of reconciliation, but there are some relationships you don't necessarily, you reconcile, but you don't have to be friends again or cool again. But there's some relationship with God, there's a divine connection, and God does want that reconnection. So I'm trying to navigate through that. And, honestly, on my YouTube channel, if I'm completely honest, YouTube, that fly, YouTube is very interesting, because there are some really rude, disrespectful people on YouTube. And I know God's timing on me starting this channel was perfect, because as I was starting this channel, a newfound confidence was coming over me. And so Tamara a few years ago wouldn't have been able to handle some of the rude, negative comments. Tamara now, some things still do kind of get to me. I'm like, dog, that was rude. But I keep it moving. The old Tamara would have dwelled on it. Now for me, it's just like, it is what it is. And people say things, some stuff I comment on just to make a point. Some stuff I'm like, it's not worth my energy. But with that being said, some of the comments that have been made, people say things and they don't even know what you're going through. Where's Miss Jenkins? Stick to the comedy. Nobody wants to hear about this stuff. Or dog, I haven't seen you in a while. Like we need this and we need that. And it's just like, I understand, but at the same time I don't, because you do realize that the only difference between me and you is that I'm putting my life on this platform and you're not. That's the only difference. I'm still human. I still have things going on. I have a whole husband and 2 children. I got a business. We have multiple businesses as a family. My husband has a business. I have a business. And then he works a regular 9 to 5. And we're very active in our church. Like, we got a lot going on. And so when people say things like, where's Miss Jenkins? We want to see more of this. We want to see that. It's like, and some people are genuine. They're like, oh, I really like this. I would love to see this type of video. That doesn't bother me. When people are demanding, it's like, and I need to drop a bomb on y'all as well. I know a lot of you guys came to my channel because of the virtual school videos, and you stayed because of all the other content. You're still going to get the virtual school characters and things, but if I'm honest with you guys, virtual school hit the way it did. Those videos hit like it did because at the time, everybody was going through it. Everybody was home with their children. Teachers were dealing with it. Parents were dealing with it. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, like I said, other educators. So everybody was going through it at that time. And so that it was popular. Now everybody knows the world is trying to regain its strength and kind of get back to some sense of normalcy. And virtual school is just not as popular. It's just not as demanded. People are not looking for that type of comedy anymore. And so, and it's outgrown its time. It's been almost a year. So it's outgrown its time. As a matter of fact, I think I posted the first video in either June or July. So it's almost been a year since I first, y'all, please excuse my children. So, it's just outgrown its time. And that's okay. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to see more, but it's like, guys, people aren't even really like those videos. My virtual videos used to get thousands of views, and it still gets thousands, but it's just on the lower end. People are just not interested in it anymore, and it's okay. I'm not offended by it. Actually, honestly, I've burnt out on different ideas to do because it's not. Those were inspired by real life situations or real life situations I've heard about or things I've experienced myself. So now that it's not a thing anymore, it's time to let it go. So with that being said, I just wanted to come on here, update you guys on what's going on, let you guys know that I love you all. I'm so grateful for those of you who stick it out, for those of you who have been here and have joined in and have watched every video, have comment on every video. Even those of you who don't comment, but you're here to support, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys more than I could ever express, more than I could ever explain. For those of you guys who take time to watch these types of videos that don't necessarily have comedy, which if you know me, you're going to laugh at some point, even if I'm in a serious video, because that's just who I am. But thank you guys for just sticking out. If you've watched all the way to the end of this video, you are a trooper. Thank you for watching to the end. I love you guys so, so very much. I am still waiting to announce my first 15 people to join my Patreon. I think right now we're at 11, so we're 4 people away. If you want to be one to get special recognition, go ahead and join the Patreon. Click that link below, sis. And by the way, if you are a true Miss Jenkins fan, I do have some new shirts coming out for you guys. Those of you who don't know, we do have our Neckbone Gang shirts, so please don't forget to go and shop on that. And if you join my Patreon, sis, bro, you get 15% off right off the top, period, okay? So anyway, we got some new stuff, new ideas coming out, and we're going to have some new content on here for the channel. Love you guys so much. Please stick around, watch some more videos on my channel, all right? And I love you guys, and until next time, bye.